You're talking about a player that can score it, a player that can get to the free throw line, a player that can pass it out of pick and roll. A lot of people were going under on D-Wade pick and rolls. I ain't go front. Like, you feel me? A lot of people was letting D-Wade have that. I'm talking about individual award. Who's a better player? And you have to go individually, you have to go with James Harden. I don't even think it's no disrespect to AI and Dwayne Wade. I don't even think it's close.
Like saying it's not close is crazy.
Like
I would never, and no one should ever, ever put James Harden before Dwayne Wade because of what he does, but how he fails in the postseason, especially in Game Sevens. He's allergic to Game Sevens.
All right, so Patrick Beverley came on I believe this is the first episode of his podcast called The Pat Bev Show. And he says that James Harden is a better player than Dwayne Wade, and it's not really close. So let's get into it, guys.
F with D-Wade. Like this, that's the homie. But when it comes to like a player, right? You're talking about a player that can score it, a player that can get to the free throw line, a player that can pass it out of pick and roll. A lot of people were going under on D-Wade pick and rolls. I ain't go front. Like, you feel me? A lot of people was letting D-Wade have that. Yes, does D-Wade have clutch gene? You're absolutely right. Yes, at times have we seen D-Wade be more clutcher than James Harden? Yes, we have. But when we talk about a better player, like James Harden is a better player than Dwayne Wade, right? And people get it confused because they think about the way he won a championship, and you can't take that away, right? But championship is a team, right? That's a team award. I'm talking about individual award. Who's a better player? And you have to go individually. You have to go with James Harden. I don't even think it's no disrespect to AI and Dwayne Wade. I don't even think it's close.
Like saying it's not close is crazy.
Like I think James Harden really might be probably one of the best scorers this game has ever seen. I think we need to applaud that. So
Now, obviously, I disagree. And notice how Patrick Beverley doesn't bring up defense not one time in this clip, right? Now, this is a clip maybe he did, but as far as I'm concerned, that's not what I've heard in this clip. Now, shout out to Heat Central. They brought up an old clip of Kendrick Perkins on First Take last year talking about the Dwayne Wade versus James Harden debate. And this is what Kendrick Perkins had to say. So I'm going to play this, and then I'm obviously going to, give my thoughts. So check out this clip, guys.
A few years back, I did something on social media, where I ranked the shooting guards, and I had Jordan #1, Kobe #2, and I had James Harden at #3, and I was tripping. I would never, and no one should ever put James Harden before Dwayne Wade because of what he does, but how he fails in the postseason, especially in Game Sevens. He's allergic to Game Sevens. He breaks out in rashes. Like, it's crazy to me how a guy could go from what he's done in Game 6 of this series to all of a sudden just dropping down as if he don't give a damn. I don't want to say he don't care about the game. It's like he's afraid of the moment. And when you think about all-time greats, we think about what they do in the postseason, the championships, how they shine on the big stage. And when you look at his history of Game 7s, he just fold like clean sheets.
So you heard what Kendrick Perkins had to say. Now, there's many factors to this argument, but for me, right, obviously I disagree emphatically with Patrick Beverley, of course. Now, the reason I disagree is because he said that James Harden is a better player. And to me, when I think of a better player, I think of the complete package. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Who's the better scorer? I would say James Harden. But if you're talking about the better player, I think about offense. I think about defense. I think about so many things. And Dwayne Wade is one of the best shot blocking guards in NBA history. Dwayne Wade is a guy who averaged, I think, 35 plus points per game in that finals in 2006 against the Dallas Mavericks. Dwayne Wade was a two-way assassin. They called him the Flash. And I think it's insane that Patrick Beverley doesn't And again, a guy who Patrick Beverley is known for his defense, a guy who doesn't even consider the defensive end, is sort of kind of like, it's kind of I think it's disingenuous, right? Because he only points to how James Harden's a 3-level scorer, and listen, he is. James Harden is an assassin, one of the league's greatest scorers in NBA history. But in addition to a player's ability, right? Because I said Dwayne Wade has both. It's basically a two-way player, both ends. You also have to put into account the resume. He's a champion. He actually led a team to a championship. James Harden has yet to prove that he can do that. And like Perkins said, there's a big history of James Harden just, if we're being honest here, and respect to Harden, but choking in playoffs. Complete choker. And I think you need to take those things into consideration. Like, people can't say Jordan is better than LeBron because he never lost in the finals, but then go around and say James Harden is better than Dwayne Wade because he can score better. Come on, bro. That shit don't make no sense to me. It doesn't really make any sense to me. And we can pull up the stats right now. Obviously, like I said, James Harden is obviously, in my opinion, a better scorer, right? He scored more points than Dwayne Wade, and he has a bevy of moves. I'm not gonna say he created a step back, but he sort of kind of popularized, if I'm saying that correctly, the step back. Now, if you look here, obviously James Harden doesn't have any championships. Dwayne Wade has 3. Obviously we know James Harden has never missed the playoffs. That's a good good thing to consider. But again, you got to get it done. Obviously, Dwayne Wade has never won his MVP. James Harden has won, but Dwayne Wade has the Finals MVP. Dwayne Wade made All NBA First Team 2 times. James Harden made it 6 times. Now, the main thing I want to focus on though is the all defensive teams, right? James Harden, like James Harden isn't known as a defensive guy, and I think that matters when you're talking about a better player. Because when you play basketball, you have to be able to defend. Sure, you can score a lot of points, but you have to be able to stop the opposition from scoring. That's just what it comes down to. And I think that matters. Now, obviously, we know James Harden is a floor general. He led the league in assists twice, I believe. Here we go. So that's great, but I just don't see. There's no world where I would believe, until James Harden wins multiple chips, that I believe he's better than Dwayne Wade. He's just not. He's a better scorer, better free throw shooter, better 3-point shooter. Dwayne Wade was a mid-range assassin. But to say James Harden is a better player coming from a defensive guy and Patrick Beverley, it's a bit disappointing, man. But let me know what you guys think about this topic, man. Obviously, Patrick Beverley missed this one completely. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate the support, and let me know in the comments. Peace.